As results showed his clear presidential election victory over Marine Le Pen, Emmanuel Macron pledged to address deep divisions within France, acknowledging that many had voted for him mainly to thwart his far-right challenger. With all eyes turned towards a parliamentary election in June, he must now negotiate another tricky period of campaigning. The campaigning should be for trying to ensure a legislature that will give him the majority he will need to implement his policies. Final results of Sunday's runoff showed Mr. Macron winning 58.54% of the vote against 41.45% for Ms. Le Pen, a result in line with late polling. But this was a higher margin of victory than many earlier surveys had predicted. The result also gave the far right its biggest share of the presidential ballot on record. Mr. Macron said that many in his country voted for him not because they support his ideas, but to keep out those of the far right. I want to thank them and know I owe them a debt in the years to come. We will have to be benevolent and respectful because our country is riddled with so many doubts, so many divisions, he said in a late-night victory speech on Monday. While Mr. Macron's margin of victory was comfortable, it was well below the 66.1% he scored against the same opponent in their first runoff in 2017, and even further from the 82% secured by conservative Jacques Chirac in 2002 when the far right first made it to the runoff round. Hard left presidential candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who came a close third behind Ms. Le Pen in the first round, immediately termed the June 12th and June 19th parliamentary elections a third round of the presidential election. The conservative daily Le Figaro wrote this in its main editorial on Monday. In truth, the marble statue is a giant with feet of clay. Emmanuel Macron knows this well. He will not benefit from any grace period. The message across Mr. Macron's camp on Monday was that they would listen more after a first mandate in which Mr. Macron himself initially called his leadership style Jupiterian. This meant that he would stay above the political fray. As Macron tries to push his business reforms, including plans to push the retirement age from 62 to 65 years, he can likely expect the protests that have marred some of his first mandate to come back. Meanwhile, 63-year-old administrative worker Colette Sierra averred that Macron won't do another 5 years of the same mandate. That's clear, and he won't be allowed to do that. If he does, and if there isn't the right kind of coalition government, people would take to the streets. But some voters were truly happy with Mr. Macron's win. I am very happy about the result because this president has already steered us through several challenges, said a 65-year-old lorry driver.